The Americans fall back towards Bastogne, a transportation hub, which includes roads to the all-important crossings along the Meuse River. Allied command issues orders. Hold Bastogne at any cost. The 101st Airborne Division is sent to reinforce the town. For 3 days in the cold and snow and without air support, the 101st and remnants of the 10th Armored Division fight off repeated attempts by the Germans to take Bastogne. On December 19th, frustrated by the stubborn U.S. defense, the 5th Panzer Army's main armored force is ordered to bypass Bastogne and continue their advance toward the bridges on the Meuse River. Concerned that Bastogne will be encircled, Allied command orders General George Patton's 3rd Army to the rescue. Patton's forces are in France, 260 kilometers away. He orders an immediate mass movement of 3 divisions north to Bastogne. At the spearhead are 127 tanks of the 4th Armored Division.
At about 8:30 that night, I was told to be ready to move. About 50 minutes after midnight, heading north. He had to turn his army 90 degrees. And that's when we went on to the Bulge. My tank and my battalion were the lead elements of Patton's 3rd Army to make this 161-mile approach march to Bastogne. The situation was absolutely unknown. We went all night, all day, over snowy, icy roads. The weather was horrible, bitter wind. The last night was under total blackout conditions. You can't imagine to have a black night and be traveling blackout. All the tanks had were little things called cat's eyes in the rear. So the tank commander is looking at the tank in front of him at the cat's eyes, and that enables him to know where he's going and how much distance he is from the tank. But I was in the front tank, and there were no cat's eyes in front of me. There was nothing. And we saw a sign that said Neufchâteau Bastogne. And we thought he stopped.
32 Sherman tanks of the 8th Battalion reached the outskirts of Bastogne in less than 24 hours.
That was a tough march. It was the greatest mass movement of men in the shortest period of time in military history. But every tank made it.
But by the time they arrive, the Germans have already surrounded Bastogne. The Americans in the city are trapped. And across the Ardennes, so are many others, like tanker John Marshall, who's just trying to find his way back to friendly lines.
We were hoping to find our platoon or anybody. We were moving, and as we moved up, I saw 2 guys come out from between the buildings and they walked down the road. They walked quite militarily. Max says to me, "Get him." And I didn't. For some reason, they weren't bothering anybody. I should have known better. I should have done what I was told. I didn't. And as they walked, they made a military left turn and went right between the barn and the house. They turned like it was on a signal, and at the end of that street, there's a tank there. And the minute they turned, that tank let the shot go, and he fires at us. It just went over. It missed the tank. Allier makes a hard left lever, and he goes down the lane we go down, we could see a crowd surrendering. He looked like a kid. We knew something was wrong. As we go down, there is the two officers. And they jump up with the Panzer Force, and they fire at us.